Welcome to the English Language Hub. My dear children, I'm sure that you're all happy and healthy. Well, I'm Avis Paul, your teacher for English. Without wasting time, let's get started with our new session. How far is the river? Well, you have read the story, haven't you? Well, I'm sure that you have all revisited the story and you have read the story silently, and a few might have read the story loudly. And in addition to that, you might have noted the unfamiliar words and you have familiarized it, isn't it? If so, I'm so happy. Well, now, you know something? I'm here waiting with a number of activities related to the story How Far is the River by Ruskin Bond, who is an Indian writer but who writes in English. Let's enjoy. Well, children, now let's try to remember the story once again. Okay, are you ready? Okay, then let's get started. Well, the story was titled How Far is the River? Now look at the sentence given. The sentence that impressed you the most. The sentence that impressed you the most in the story. There are children who have read once or twice the story. When you have come across the story, there might be certain sentences that attracted or that impressed you the most. Okay? There might be just one sentence or there might be several sentences. You have to pick out the sentences, think about all the situations, or if you want to revisit the story again, do it. Okay? Without any hesitation, do it. Repeat revisiting the story and read. We have heard about the quote of Francis Bacon, isn't it? What is that? Reading makes a full man, conference a ready man, and writing an exact man. So we need to have all these skills. So keep reading. Okay? And now what I mean to tell you is that you have to read the story and you have to find the sentence that impressed you the most. It can be just one sentence or several sentences, and you have to note it down. And now the next situation is that the moment you enjoyed the most. There are several situations in the story, isn't it? From the beginning, where the boy gets started with his nature walk, till the end, where he sees the beautiful river, the blue, white, and wonderful river, isn't it? So you have to identify or you have to mention the moment that you enjoyed the most in the story. I remember the situation when one of my students told me the moment the boy took the loaf of bread in his hand and he cut or he broke the loaf of bread into two halves, and he sat on the hillside and he shared with the companion with him and they ate it. That was the moment that I enjoyed the most. If that is the moment that you too enjoy the most, go ahead. Please note it down. Think about all the situations that you enjoy the most in the story and think about it and make sure that you write it down too. And another activity for you is, in connection with the same one, the characters that touched your heart. We have come across several characters in this story. Which are the characters in the story? Can you just recollect the characters in the story? Very good. The boy, the young, smart, sturdy boy. You remember him, right? The barefooted, the untidy hair, but black shining eyes. Hope you remember the physical appearance of the boy. How beautifully is it mentioned by the author, isn't it? Okay, the boy is there. Then, who else? The powerful, with muscles, lumps of muscles. Very good. The short man, that is the woodcutter. The careless girl, Vidhi. What did she have in her hand? Very good. The curved knife to cut the grass, which she used to cut the grass wearing bangles. A very careless girl, isn't it? And one more. Who is that? Boy. Which boy? The village boy who was driving his goat, who later became the companion of this young boy. Okay. Now, which among these characters, or who among these characters is your favorite one? Or which is the character that is close to your heart? Write it down. If it is a boy, you have to mention the reasons. You might have a favorite teacher in your school, isn't it? Or you might have a favorite book that you have come across. When you say something is so dear to you or something is so favorite for you, there might be certain reasons for it. Here again, when you say, well, the boy in the story is the favorite or he is so close to my heart, you need to say why. Why is this particular character, when compared to others, is so special, or what is the quality of the character that impressed you the most? Okay, quite interesting, isn't it? Is there something like this, some interesting factors like this about you to share? I mean, any good qualities that you have? Well, you have to think about it as well. Now again, the pictures that flashed through your mind. Flashed. Did you notice a word flashed there? Have you come across this particular word in the story? Exactly. A flash of red and green color above his head. Do you remember the phrase? It is when the boy saw the parrot, the beautiful green with red beaks. But it was a parrot who screeched means with high-pitched voice, making loud cry. It flashed on top of the head of this boy. So, flash means certain images, just in a flash of a second, will come through our mind and will go. So, is there any such images? Maybe a lot of images. Is it so? In the story that came into your mind while you read the story. Okay? Think about all those images that came to your mind. Might be the trickle of water on the hillside, or boy drinking the water, getting refreshed, or the young boy barefooted with untidy black hair. You might have some image of the boy in your mind, isn't it? So it can be any of the image that came into your mind while reading the story or while listening to the story. If there is such images, it can be 1, 2 or more. Please describe the image that came into your mind. Let it be a description, the image description. What were all the features in that particular image? Was it the river alone? Was it the boy alone? Was there some butterflies or some trees with the creepers, the wild dahlia, everything? Whatever was there in the image that came into your mind, every single thing you can describe in detail. Okay? And those who haven't finished reading the story might find it a little difficult. Okay? For such children, you can go revisit the story again and again and finish off with this activity. Hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you for listening. Please do share this video with your friends, with children studying in Standard 7 if you find this video interesting and if you could learn something out of it. Thank you.